Alright guys, this is the second video. If you didn't watch the first one, it's the squeeze strategy, so go ahead and watch this. Go ahead and watch that one. This one is going to be the mean reversion trading, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's using Bollinger Bands. But I'll load that up right now. If you're in the Discord, you've seen me use this one. So how you want to do it is first add your Bollinger Bands, and you want to add two of these. There's going to be two levels. Next, you want your volume. Again, not everyone has this, but if you're in the Discord, you're going to have it. If you don't, just request access to it and you'll get it. Drag this up there. The next thing you want is your TTM scalper. I'll show you what that is in a minute. Just add that on. Next, we have the RSI, just regular RSI. After that, we have MACD. And finally, we have the stochastics. So it's going to be the one at the bottom, the stochastic slow. How I set it up is for the first one, this is the important part. You want to make this negative 2.5, and you want to make this one 2.5. What you do for the colors and everything doesn't matter. I just make it blue. I leave it like that. Hit OK. This is going to be negative 3.5. Again, this is really the only part that matters. If you want to make it look however you want, go crazy. What I do is make this one, you uncheck the midline. You go to the lower band. I make this one green, and I just make this one a dotted line. Same thing for the upper band. Green, dotted line, and same thing for back up here. Just uncheck the middle one. You don't need it. For the lower band, just change the color. Upper band, same thing. Hit OK. So this is going to signal bottoms and tops, the TTM scalper. What you do here is there's pivot highs, which you want to make red. This is going to show you when you should sell. It's a confirmed top. And pivot lows, opposite confirmed bottoms. You make that green. And then for the RSI, MACD, and stochastics, you can just leave it what it's at. Hit OK, and this is what your screen will look like. If you don't have the volume script, your volume will just be blue. For this strategy, it is kind of important. You will need this. With the other strategy, you could probably get away without it, but if you don't have this, just ask someone for it. We'll get it to you. How this strategy works is, for those of you that don't know, mean reversion trading is the theory that price will always go back to its mean. So we use Bollinger Bands to capture this. So we have these blue bands, which are the 2.5 ones we made, and the green, which is the 3.5. The whole strategy here is we want to buy when it's on the blue and buy aggressively when it's on the green, and then we want to sell it either somewhere near the middle or near the top bands. We use volume as confirmation. We use the RSI, MACD, and stochastics, all just to confirm. So one play that we had, think of a recent one we had in the Discord. We did XYZ. We had a squeeze play on this too, but our first entry, we bought right here, the first day of the drop. So how the strategy works is, like I said, we want to be buying on these bands. So we bought on the first one when it hit the blue line. And this, you always want to use your starter position for this. You don't want to go all in. The green line is when you want to go more aggressive. So when it did get close to that, our entry went off again, and we added. And now we have a full-size position on. You don't want to just do that alone, though. Because sometimes, you could see this and say, oh, I'm going to go all in, and it's not going to work. So this is why we have these indicators here. So right here, and again, this is why you need this, especially this red-green volume script. Otherwise, it won't work. Perfect example, this is red, it goes down. This is green, it goes up. You can't see this on regular volume. But this is the first thing. You see there's big green volume coming in, which is the first sign. That's good. So now we have both bands showing. We have the TTM scalper. If we zoom in, this actually comes on the next day. So this would be confirmation. You wouldn't wait for this on an entry. It is a lagging indicator. But we have the bands. Now we have the volume. That's good. Next thing is RSI. So it's not oversold, but you don't necessarily need it to be. All you want to look for is a divergence. You can see we have that there. For those of you that don't know, RSI divergence is when the price goes down, makes lower lows. So if we draw it out, you can see price, low, lower low, and a lower low again. And the RSI is the opposite. We have a low, and a higher low again. So that's what we want to look for. Same thing with the MACD. There's a divergence. Let me get rid of this. And stochastics, you just want to look for this cross. When the orange crosses over the purple, again, it's a lagging indicator, so it's just going to be confirmation that you're in the right trade, but it still is useful. That's kind of the basics of it. We sold here at the gap fill. We're back in it again during this consolidation, but that's because it's a squeeze, and we're going to target up here at these bands. That's irrelevant. All you need to know is this, and that's you'll make more than enough money from that. Trying to think of another example I can show. If we go to UNH, we're in this in the Discord as well. Okay, another good example right here. So first, we see what not to do. If we go here to the first time it happened, it's on the blue band, gets close to the green band. We could have bought here, and we would have lost money. So this is where the indicators come into play. We see the volume is red. And again, if you don't have this, it's just going to be a big bar. Not big relative to here, but big relative to before it happened. And most people will think, oh, big volume, it's on the bands, I'm just going to buy. And they're going to blow their account and it's going to just tank. This is going to zero. There's no hope from that. But here we can see it's below the blue, which is a good sign. Didn't hit exactly on the lower band, but close enough. And we see that the volume is majority green. If you look at this bar, the red is so low down, it's maybe 90% green. That's the first good sign. Next, the TTM scalper alert comes in, and it's delayed. This is a lagging indicator, and it came on the first day, so that's also a very good sign. Here, we see the MACD is curling. Again, lagging indicator, probably won't cross until another day or two. Excuse me, but stochastics, these crossed as well. That's also a good sign. And then all you want to be doing is targeting the gap fills. So we have this gap fill, which we hit, and then we have this next one up here. But yeah, once you have your target set, and the reason we're not targeting this, like I said, the bands are lower, so there's no point in risking, getting rejected here and rolling back down just for that extra percentage. If anything, the bands are probably going to be in target with this 493 level, which is a resistance because it's the start of the gap. If the bands move up by then, you can reevaluate and maybe target up here, but this is a reasonable target. Especially, we caught the exact bottom. It doesn't get much better than that. This is a huge win. You have the volatility, you have the short squeeze in your favor, you have the momentum, you have the volume. Everything just lines up perfectly. But yeah, that's kind of what you want to do there. But besides that, the difference between this, let's go into A+ setups versus B setups like we did in the other one. We go to, let's say, Google. So Google is kind of a good example as well. There's not going to be too many bad setups on this just because of the bad market correction we currently had about a month or two ago from the tariffs. Let's see if we can find one. Okay, so this looks like it could be one. Let's just see if we can find a better one first. Tesla, we were in, we played that. AMD, I'm sure is a good one. Let's look at AMD. Okay, so AMD, the reason why this would be kind of a bad setup, if we go here, but back here, AMD has been trending down. Why would we not get into this? If it's on the bands, there's high volume, our indicators match up. So let's say we entered, I don't know, on this drop, and we see this, it's getting close to the bands. This would be the first reason it's not that good. It doesn't even touch the blue one. You really want to wait for at least a tap of the blue one to get your starter position, and then you want to wait for it to get the green one to put the rest of your position in and go full size. Here, it's a decent move. If you use options, you could catch a nice amount of profit, but it won't be the same. Besides that, there's no divergence. The MACD over here, It's not really, it's crossing a little. You don't actually get it, but it does curl, which is okay. Stochastics cross, but the bands are going to be the main part along with the volume and divergence. There's not much else to say besides that. I'll just point it out one more time. Go to XYZ. So in order, just to wrap it up for everyone, you want to see it's on the blue band. That's where you do your starter position. When it hits the green, you go full size. If you want to be extra safe, you could save a little room to add 1 or 2 more times, but I just go full size when it hits the green. Then you look at the volume. You want bullish volume. You don't want bearish volume like this because it rolls over. This is what retail traders do. They don't have these tools, and we know how that ends up for them. After that, the volume, you look at the divergence. Price is going down, RSI is going up. That's your bullish divergence right there. MACD, you have a divergence. It crosses over here as confirmation on this candle. But for the entry, as long as it's curling and it looks like it's about to cross, that's all you need. And same thing with stochastics. You just want it to be curling. It is going to be late, and up here it crossed, same as the MACD. So that's just confirmation right there. That's how you know it'll keep going. But that's all you want to look for. And then just one more recap on UNH to really clear it up for anyone who's a little confused. UNH, same thing. Last example we'll walk through. Hit the blue. We had our started position. Didn't really hit the green. So we didn't get a full position on, but still more than happy with the starter position if it's going to give us a move all the way back up here. We see the volume is there. Very good. Here we don't have a divergence, but it is heavily oversold, which works out in our favor. MACD curling, didn't cross yet. We're going to wait for that, see if we get it, and then that's just confirmation that we're right. The stochastic did cross on this, so that's a good sign. And we have our TTM scalper going off. So that's basically it. We do have a few scanners for this. Again, the public doesn't have access to them. If you're in the Discord, just send a DM to anyone and we'll get them for you. But yeah, besides that, I will make one more strategy video. I don't know when I'm going to publish it or if I am going to at all. It's more of a private model that we use in the fund, and it's not really, it's not a well-known strategy that people would do. So if I do release it, it'd probably be something more of a private thing that we do. But regardless, I'm going to end this one here, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment or just send a DM.